name is Beau. Before we get started, I'm going to ask everyone to drink 3 times during my speech. That first time is actually going to be right now. Everybody give a glass. It'll make what I have to say a little bit more palatable. So I've actually known Alex since the 1st grade, where we met at Forestdale Elementary. Before I dive into our friendship, which I would now classify more as a brotherhood, I want to take a second to talk about Bush Green, who's not physically able to be with us today. However, I know he's spiritually looking over all of us. Mr. Green was like a second father to me. He spent countless hours driving us to baseball tournaments, teaching us how to grill, or how to properly bait a fishing line. Mr. Green was a soft-spoken man. I never once heard him raise his voice over the 25 plus years I knew him. Not even when Alex would chase that high fastball, he could never resist. He was a great grandfather. If everyone can do me a favor, second time, let's raise a glass of Bush. Cheers. That leads me to Alex. Alex, you look a little nervous there, pal. As you should be, man. Look who's got the mic. I've known Alex for every stage of his life, and people have always asked me growing up, what it's like having an intelligent, hardworking, athletic, and most of all, good-looking best friend. And I think to myself, I'm not sure. You have to have Alex. Alex was the best man at my wedding, and I wanted to share a story he told that day. You did first. Alex and I played baseball together. I typically was the pitcher, he played second base. In between innings, the catcher would throw down the ball at second, which would give us time as an infield to come together to offer some words of encouragement. Or else that's what you would think. We typically took the untraditional route. Alex would usually lean in, hand me the ball, and say something along the lines of, trying to throw strikes today. Make this quick, I want to go home. Or my personal favorite, don't F this up. That's typically when I would respond with, why don't you try getting hit today? Or go F yourself. The reason I tell this story first is because I think it's important to understand the foundation and dynamics of our friendship. One time in our early 20s, Alex invited me out to Broad for drinks. I declined as the weather called for thunderstorms. I think you know where this is going. For those of you who don't know, Broad is a bar strip about 5 to 6 miles away from my parents' house. Around 4 a.m., I woke up to a tap at my window, which when I originally woke in, I thought, wow, I've got to be dreaming. While this was happening, I heard another tap, which was followed by a strike of lightning. This illuminated a mysterious dark figure outside my window. I had immediately panicked, pulled over the curtains to reveal Alex, completely soaked, asking to be let inside. Originally, I thought to myself, man, that's hilarious. He decided to Uber to my house instead of his parents, which is only like a mile or so away. That's when I discovered that Alex had actually walked home to Broadway, about 5 miles plus from my house. To this day, I still don't know how or which route he took to get home, but it's one of the more impressive feats I've seen him accomplish. We're just getting warmed up. After college, Alex always had a fish tank. It was very well kept. There was a problem. There was never, ever any fish in the tank. Often even while that was the case. One weekend, Jay and I went up to Alex's apartment in Chicago where we encountered a thriving fish environment. 2 fish swimming happily, almost like an aquatic paradise, we could say. After the weekend of drinking and partying that same day, Jay and I noticed that one of the fish seemed to have passed away. Upon investigation, we noticed that now deceased fish had some chunks missing. This was because Alex had gotten to feed the fish, and the one remaining fish had reverted to cannibalism to survive. I bet some of you right now are wondering, why are you sharing that story? First, Hannah, please remember to feed Alex. The second reason is I would like to offer some advice to the now married couple. Alex, Hannah, before you guys go to kids, perhaps we start feeding a cat or something like that. take notes, this is going to be important. In marriage, there's going to be times of compromise. For example, Hannah wants pizza, you want tacos, you're going to compromise and have pizza. Hannah wants to watch Netflix, you want to watch football, you're going to compromise and watch Netflix. Let's see if you get this next one right. You want 2 kids, Alex, Hannah wants 4. How many kids are you going to have? 4. Alex, you can take me later for that. During my time in Denver, I actually had the privilege of living with a married couple for about a year. I got a behind-the-scenes look at how they live, function, operate as a unit. When living in Denver, I noticed that I got to witness Hannah's first time skiing the Rocky Mountains. We got an Airbnb out in Breckenridge. We got to Breckenridge, jumped on the first chair that took us to the intermediate terrain only. I instantly knew that was a mistake. Hannah was in for the ride of her life. Before I got there, I could see the fear in Hannah's eyes that she was skeptical as to why we were starting the beginner terrain. Why were we not starting the beginner terrain? However, she managed to keep together. Alex looked at Hannah and offered some of his famous words of encouragement. Alex said, "Hannah, please don't hit anyone or watch out for those trees." And away he went. Hannah actually made it to the bottom in one piece. It had to have taken every bit of 20 to 30 minutes to get down the hill. Alex and Hannah spent the remainder of the days skiing at the beginner terrain. This was the first and last time I ever saw Hannah ski. While living together, I realized early on Hannah really liked to cook. I also realized early on Hannah did not like to clean. I once saw Hannah use all 5 gas burners at one time to cook a meal, something I did not know was possible. One day I came home to a very distinct smell of natural gas. I knew instantly Hannah was the suspect. She forgot to turn off the gas stove. When Alex got home and I told him what happened, he wasn't mad, he wasn't shocked. He just sighed and said, "Damn it, she did it again." This is when it hit me. They were perfect for one another. I still remember the first day Alex told me about Hannah. At first, I was a bit jealous because I knew the way he described her that she was special. First time we all hung out, it was evident this wasn't just some girl. From the way he looked and treated her, I knew she was going to be along for the long haul. Well, congrats, Alex. You somehow managed to outkick your coverage, play above the rim, punch above your weight class, and land a gym like Hannah. Hannah, you're one of the sweetest, most charismatic individuals I've ever met in my life. I have no doubts you will look after my best friend, and I look forward to watching you guys grow together. If everyone could please raise their glasses and celebrate this beautiful marriage. Hannah, Alex, congratulations. I love you both. Cheers.